Good evening, everybody, and welcome to My Sister's Keeper, to our roundtable, the first roundtable discussion of the year. This time it is a little bit different. We do have guys sitting on the panel, and we're talking about friendships. So this would definitely be an interesting topic just to kind of hear everybody's input for everything. So I am hosting along with my sister's keeper, Shanika, and she will be introducing our guest tonight.
Good evening. Good evening, guys. I hope you guys are ready to hop into this discussion as ready as we are. Tonight on our panel, we have Annie, Terrence, Mallory, Candace, myself, and Brittany. If you guys would just take a little time to introduce yourselves and kind of tell us a little bit about yourselves. We can start with Anthony.
Wow. Okay, I was gonna let Ace go first. Show some manners. All right. My name is Anthony Kinnebrew. I'm an educator. I teach at George Elementary, and I was in first grade last year, but this year I'm in third grade. Little spill about me. Anything else you may add? What high school I went to? Anything like that? I could do that too.
Yeah, just give us like one fun fact.
A fun fact. I'm an excellent cook, and I attended George Washington Carver High School. Prior graduate. That's about it.
Okay.
Hey y'all, I'm Mallory. Mallory Patrick. I'm a juvenile probation parole specialist. And one fun fact about me, as you can tell, is I really love sunflowers and butterflies. If you can't tell somewhere.
I guess that means I gotta go. Hi, you guys. My name is Candace. A fun fact about me is I am HBCU enthusiast. Anything about HBCUs, anybody come for them, I'm gonna like come back even harder. That's how I met Brittany. Hey, roommate, love you, girl. But yeah, that's a fun fact about me.
And good evening, everyone. I'm Terrence Lewis. I'm an educator as well. Columbus native, graduated from Shaw High School, attended the University of Alabama, also graduated from Columbus State. And the fun fact about me is I really hate giving fun facts.
Do
All
we
right,
do
you
we introduce
guys.
ourselves too, Shanika?
Yes, we can. Yes, because this is actually my first time meeting. I think everybody, but I'm familiar with Anthony just because of church. My name is Shanika, and I'm a nurse. I am a Columbus native. I did recently relocate to the Atlanta area last year. And a fun fact about me, um, I have a nonprofit.
Okay, then. I see, girl. Okay, well, I'm Brittany. I am a Columbus native. I graduated from Shaw High School as well. I am also a graduate of the unsinkable Albany State University. And I'm also an educator. I'm a first year educator at Kendrick High School. And a fun fact about me is I was in the marching band all through high school and in college. So,
Did not know that.
yes, ma'am. Clarinet and was section leader.
Okay, then. All right. So you should have been in drumline.
No, no.
Okay. All right. So, Brittany, you want to start us off with like just a general question on our topic?
Sure. As we stated, this panel is definitely about friendships. We're all in our 20s, maybe early 30s, depends on where you're falling at. Um, a lady never discloses her real age. So, we all have had friendships, different types of friendships, however it may go. So, my first question, just kind of get the ball rolling, is what is a friendship to you? Like, what's your definition of a friendship?
Can I go first now?
Can you repeat that,
Yes.
please?
May
Yeah.
I go first? I ain't want to jump down nobody's
Absolutely.
throat.
Absolutely.
I guess the first thing that comes to me when the friendship is loyalty. Loyalty plays a heavy role. And so for most of my friends that I've had or do have, I'm gonna say currently have, we've been friends since like elementary school, and the bond is never broken. Their mom is like my mom, vice versa. Their family is my family. When we have events, we all come to support one another, and it's been like that since we were kids. And so for us, the loyalty, the honesty, and being able to like trust somebody, but also dependability. We don't just like over abuse our friendships and like just need like call them when we need them, but we call to check in. How your mama doing? How you doing? Family good. We do like fellowships, so like at least once a month we try to link up and we go to brunch. Discuss how we doing, any like problems we having. Any future endeavors, anything like that. And then we basically are able to understand when they give us their opinion and we don't like just down their throat or we can't handle constructive criticism. We know they're being honest with us because they can tell us what we need to hear versus what we want to hear. So that's my spiel on it.
Okay, then. I ain't mad at it. Anybody else want to give their definition of a friendship? I see you, Mallory.
Well, thank you, Anthony, for just saying everything. I kind of want to piggyback on what he said with loyalty. Just a mutual bond and respect that you have with the person. Loyalty is very big, but also what he said, a lot of his friends are back from elementary school. I want people to understand that just because you've known somebody for 10 years does not mean that somebody you just met last year doesn't have more of a, I'll say, a support or I'll say good intentions for you as that person that you met 10 years ago. So don't mistake loyalty for how long you've known somebody. That's really, really big. I don't want to get too deep yet, but that's the one major thing that I've learned and I've seen so far, just going through life. That loyalty does not necessarily mean how long you've known somebody.
So basically, what you're
That's
saying, loyalty does not equate to longevity of a friendship.
Absolutely.
Okay, because I know all my best friends came in college.
Yep, that's what my mom used to tell me. My mom used to tell me all the time, you will meet your lifetime friends in college. She used to say that, and she hasn't lied. She did not lie. That's absolutely true. So I definitely stand with that one. And not to say that, some of your friends you've known forever that, they can't be that person for you. But I'm just speaking for me. Sometimes people that enter into your life right now have better intentions for you than people that you've known all your life.
I respect that. That's real.
Okay, so my definition of friendship might differ from a lot of people because I can literally say I might have like 2 friends.
Yeah.
And I say this because I grew up, my mom had 5 kids and 4 daughters. So I had 3 friends my entire life. So growing up with sisters, when I met people, it kind of was like, it doesn't matter because I got friends. Like I'm going to always have like somebody who's going to be there for me and down for me until I got to college when I met Brittany. And although it was a friend group of 4 of us, we are the 2 who went the furthest and continue to be friends. What's it been? 14? 10 years? 11?
2011 for
And
what?
we met in 2008.
We met.
Don't ask me to do the math. Don't ask me to do the math. I don't know. But since 2008. So because of that, I realized like for me, friendship has to be like kind of like sisterly, like family. So even though I'm from Atlanta and Brittany was in Columbus, so we graduated, we were a couple hours away, and now I live in Houston, Texas. So I'm way further than just a car ride. We still FaceTime each other. We still talk to each other. Every time we get off the phone, I say I love you. Some people might feel like that's weird, but she's more like a sister to me than she is a friend. So for me, whenever it comes to friendships, it has to be like that loyalty, that bond. I have to be able to trust you with every single thing about me. So I feel like my definition of friendship is just a little different, y'all. I'm a little I'm a homebody, so I don't meet people that much. But yeah, that's my definition of friendship.
Yeah, and I would just like to agree with everything everyone said, but I would just like to add 2 things that I also equate friendships to someone who's willing to self-sacrifice. If you're not willing to self-sacrifice, then I personally don't consider you my friend. And then someone who's willing to spend some time. I mean, in order to have a true friendship, you got to be willing to spend some time. And I know that gets harder as people progress in their careers and in their lives. But I think, true friendships are tested by the amount of time and self-sacrifice that ones are willing to give to each other.
Okay. Thank you guys for sharing your definitions. I guess me and Brittany will share ours. To me, friendship, I agree with all of y'all. I think everybody touched on loyalty. I think that friendship should be someone that you can depend on. And like Anthony said, not just one-sided. If you can depend on them, they should be able to depend on you. Trust, support. I'm trying to think about my friends because they're amazing. Be able to tell you when you're wrong, not just tell you what you want to hear. Yeah, and I think in a nutshell that kind of sums up how I feel about friendships. I do think that you should be able to grow in friendships. I think the longer you're friends with somebody, you are going to reach different stages that's going to require a new you in that type of friendship. Because like you guys said, we get older, we get married, we have kids, so we become husband or wives, and then mothers or fathers. And that's just like a part of your life that you have to share with those people. And it may require like more of your time versus with your friendships, because family first. But if you pretty much consider your friends family, then I feel like they fall right in line with your family. Friendship also, I feel, includes I think having an understanding in your friendships is very important. Just understanding that we're all adults. Also understanding that as we get older, we have different responsibilities and things that we would rather put our time towards. Like, in college, I'm pretty sure all your friends were okay with partying all the time, but then as you get older, you don't want to do that. You have different things that you focus on. So yeah, growth, trust, dependability, honesty, all that stuff.
Well, y'all left me for the last person. Y'all done said everything. I definitely agree with everything because I have siblings as well. But like Candace kind of piggyback, I have a friendship within some of my relationships with my siblings. But I think Mallory or maybe Anthony said, I know Mallory said, you can't equate longevity with loyalty. So with me, I am the most social out of my best friends. All of my best friends are introverts. So I kind of move through, different friendships and different circles. But like my best friends, they have literally been there for everything. And I can never, thank them enough for it, even though, they like to stay in the house, do what they do. They're talking on the phone with me now and I'm long-winded. But friendship to me just equate to all that. And I really consider my friends my family. Like when I think of things, like usually I run it by my mom and some of my friends and my brothers. That's how I always go. And that's just I can't explain it without repeating a lot of what y'all said. So with that, we kind of got everybody's definition of what friendship is. So have you all been through a situation where your friendship has kind of evolved into something that you're not is going into new territory that you don't quite understand and you're kind of iffy about where to go in that friendship? How do you handle that situations with your friends?
I can start with that one. This just actually happened to me probably about 2 months ago, maybe a month and a half ago. I was in a group of friends with some people who, I went to undergrad with. And so we did everything together during undergrad. We went to parties together, went to each other's houses. I mean, we just did everything together. But as we got older, as individuals started, getting married, as individuals started either moving to a new university or the same university to get graduate degrees, as people started moving into jobs, it seems like that friendship kind of got a little distant. And it wasn't that I had any ill will toward them and they had ill will toward me. It's just we was in two separate places in our lives, and so it seems like that train was ready to roll on to the next stop. And so what I did was, I began to question, where do I stand within this particular relationship? Where do I stand within this friendship with everybody? And so I just got to, reflecting on where I stood, and then what I did was I talked to some people. I said, hey, some people who are older than me, who might experience this particular situation. I asked them, how do you, navigate a friendship where you feel as if you're not valued, where you feel like you're not getting the time, where you feel like, it has pretty much, for lack of better words, ran its course. And they told me that, I mean, if you have to ask yourself that question, then it might be time to move on. And so that's what I did. And I just told, the individual within that friend circle that, hey, it's nothing against anybody. I wish everybody here well, but it's just we're in two separate parts of our lives, and although we might forever be acquaintances, then in terms of a friendship, we're not going to be able to move forward in that type of relationship.
Terrence, I'm glad you said that. Just so we can just connect and relate for a second. I experienced a friendship breakup, which we will get to. And it was more so, I think we reached a point in our lives where I wasn't what she needed me to be when she needed me to be it. I didn't realize I was doing anything wrong. It wasn't really a conversation that was had between her and I, and we were friends for a very long time, like probably like 15 years. And so it was hurtful, but at the same time, I just kind of respected her decision to no longer want to, me be a part of her life and I be a part of her life. I think I grew as a person and as a woman to just, like I said, kind of be respectful of her decision, not really question why. It may have been something that she couldn't put into words. And to me, I think I'm a great friend. But that was the first time that happened. And no, I didn't understand it, but I definitely kept her in my prayers. And I mean, maybe that, that friendship served its purpose for what it was meant to do and what it was meant to be, which I think, that's probably what happened with you and your friend. But if you can't grow with your friends, then one is definitely going to outgrow the other, and you will reach that point where, both of us have experience, like kind of like, okay, so why are we friends again? But I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't. Like I said, it was hurtful, but I don't think it was bad.
Just to piggyback off of what both of you all said, I know for me, I literally like pray about everything. So what you all have experienced just recently, I experienced some years ago. And at the time, I'm like, because like you said, Shanika, like I said, Lord, I'm a good friend. Like, what's going on? And I really didn't know why, like what happened, but I do know for sure sometimes you all have to grow apart in order to grow together. And sometimes the level that you're growing, that person may not be growing at the same rate as you. And again, you just have to go your separate ways, and what's meant to be will come back. And I experienced that years later, like, okay, well, we rekindled the friendship or what have you, but I didn't know at the time. For me, I pray about everything. And I literally said, Lord, if they mean no good and serve me no purpose, remove them from my life. So I couldn't get upset because I can't tell God how to be God. So I couldn't get upset of who he removed. But then again, I appreciate the growth and the maturity that we both experienced during our time apart. But I do know a lot of times too, people question, well, like, well, why did this friend leave? Why did that friend leave? You also have to be mindful of what you're praying for, because sometimes they don't feed into your season that you're in. And I definitely know for sure, like the Lord will remove things and people, especially when you're called to go a certain way, that they don't pulling towards that part, or they aren't feeding into you in the way that they need to you at that time. Not to say that you all can't rekindle, later on, if you all are supposed to, if they're supposed to be in your life. But I know for sure sometimes that is part of the reason why the Lord may remove some people from your life, or you feel as if you grow apart from people sometimes, because it could just be something personal with you that you want more than they want, if that makes sense.
Yes, Sister Mallory. Yes.
Well, I had a situation last year. It was really different. It was pre-COVID, of course. We made it through though. And me and one of my best friends, I had a like a situation that happened, and I was thinking everything was going dandy and stuff like that. And my best friends, we go through a season where I will talk to most of my friends, at least my best friends, on a daily basis. I have grown up and I don't call them and bother them as much because most of my best friends are, in relationships, and I understand that their spouse did take the lead in their life. And my other best friend, Candace is one of them, but my other best friend, she was new in her relationship, and I went through what I went through, and it came down to like she just needed a break. And at first, I didn't understand, and I was confused. And I know I called Candace, and I had those talks with Candace. I talked to my mom about it. I talked to my brothers about it, and they were like, "Do you not realize y'all have been going strong since 2009 in y'all friendship? Y'all lived together for over a year at one point in time. This is the godmother of your child. People can get tired and people need to explore their other friendships. I can't take it personal or whatnot." And I did take it personal. And I even went to our other group of friends and I was like, "So y'all are okay with, the lack of communication?" It was like, let her have a break. Let her live her life. And I just wouldn't understand it. And it literally took going into quarantine, going into COVID. It was like, okay, I get it and I understand it. But when the going got tough again, she was back and we was in there. And the dynamics of our friendship did change. It wasn't, hey, every day, multiple times a day. I had to also learn to, she got other stuff going on. I have other stuff going on. She simply just don't have the time. So, we scaled back to, a couple times a week or whatnot, now we back. It ain't every day, it ain't multiple times a day, but that was just a situation where I thought our friendship was about to dissolve, but there was other things and other forces at play that allowed for our friendship to continue on.
Yeah, Brittany, for me, the friend that I was referring to where we had like a friendship breakup, we did have a falling out. And during that period, I gave her space, and we kind of came back together. But when we did, like you said, everything, it was different. It was really different. We didn't talk that much, and I was in nursing school, so between nursing school, working full time, and being a mom, my time was kind of consumed with all of that. So the little times that we did talk, it wasn't like a big deal to me, like when we didn't, because I was so busy. But then it was like after I got done with nursing school, that's when like, she expressed that, she don't be friends anymore. And like I said, because I was so busy, I didn't see like what happened between us, patching things up to now, but I also didn't try to explore the reasons anymore either. Like I said, I just respected it.
No,
I guess
but
I go
okay,
right
I
quick.
see it.
My bad. Um, I guess you can say I've experienced on both ends, being an adult, but also being like in your teens. One of my best friends, we became friends like we was in like pre-K, and so I guess through middle school we took a break, going to high school. I hadn't seen him. He went to Columbus up in the Carver, so I didn't see him all of high school until we came to a mutual friend's birthday. But the bond was still there. It's like you could see that he was going his way and I was going my way, but we didn't look at it as this of a negative. We looked at it as a sense of growth, and we grew in our friendship because at the end of the day, he was still my brother. It was like no beef, no drama. It just I saw he was making new friends, I was making new friends, And it wasn't like I was mad at him or anything. It just looked like you going your way, I'm going my way. And when we got back, the friendship reconvened. And then another one, it was basically I've been on since we was kids, but couldn't find out like I guess in high school we found out it was cousins, and we all been close. And I guess he moved to Hawaii, and then one day randomly he had called me and I was asleep because I go to work in the morning, and then I didn't answer, and he sent me this long paragraph, and I just looked at it, I figured I was like, where this coming from? And he basically like, I love you, all this, but I'm just gonna take my space. And I looked at it as if as, huh? Like it was random because I didn't know what I did. As you said, like you're a good friend, it's your family. Like, what did I do wrong? But I respected it as if, like, all right. Sometimes, like Mike said, sometimes God, you have different seasons, and everybody's not gonna go in that season. So I look at it as if, look, I'm just graduating college. I'm in my new season with teaching. I have another level of responsibility that I have to handle. I know you're in Hawaii, you're living your life, you're doing fine with your family, so I have to respect it. And so at times, sometimes I look at it like, you know what, it hurt, but then I look at it as if, all right, God, sometimes you go through opposition, and sometimes it's just like this is a test. And the thing is to see if you can handle the test. And because like when I see his mom, same mutual. When I see his sister, it's still mutual. It's just me and him. But at first I was mad, I was angry because it hurt. But then I looked at it as if, look, if he feels like he said I still love you, I still got you, I'm just gonna take a break. And I had to respect it because in the end, sometimes people need their space. Even though I wasn't the one pressuring, I just felt like I think he felt some type of way because I wasn't always responding as quickly as I usually do. And so he felt as if like, all right, you just give me the cold shoulder. When it wasn't that, it's just when I got work, I was burnt out. And like, the time difference, if I didn't answer, like you all the way in Hawaii, I'm in Georgia. So if I don't answer, you feel like I'm just ignoring you or not replying, was like literally, I'm asleep or doing something else that's in reference to my job. And so at first, like I said, it hurt, but then I look at it as if like, if it's true, it's like that's still my brother. It'll come back, but it's just sometimes you gotta do it on God's time versus our time because if it goes on our time, we won't get the fulfillment of it. And sometimes you can't really rush everything. You just gotta sit back and be patient, and also have faith in the end. So that's my spiel on it.
Okay, thank you guys for sharing your input with that. So, what we're going to actually go into talking about is friendship breakups. What, like, when do you think is like an ideal time for you personally? Is a time for like a friendship breakup? So, social media had a field day when Kylie Jenner and Jordan Wood stopped being friends. The reason behind that was because they felt like she did some foul behaviors towards Kylie's sister's child's father. And of course, we weren't there, so we don't know what really happened. We know what's fed to us by media. But that's just an example that we thought about when we thought about this question. So for you, like, what would cause a friendship breakup for you?
You want to go, Mallory?
Oh, you can go ahead. You go ahead.
I know with me, disrespect privately, publicly, that's a no. I can be cordial with you, but if you publicly and privately disrespect me and I don't give you any energy and you continue to disrespect me, I have nothing for you. At that point, I have nothing for you. Nothing at all. It won't be no hard feelings on this end, but to protect my peace, no matter if it's 6 months in, 6 years in, we could be 60 years in. If you disrespect me, myself, my child, my family, my friends, and you do it anyway, we could probably come back if it's private and be cordial. But if you publicly do it, no, there's nothing else I can do for you. At that point, I still pray for you, but I can't do nothing else with you.
Not that I pray for you. For me, like I was saying, I think I had to get understanding and respect for friendships because I used to let friendships just dissolve and I honestly didn't care. It wasn't me being like out of malice or me being any type of way towards anybody. I just, in my life, it never bothered me if somebody came in and went out because the only people that I literally cared about were my sisters. I can only say one time where I've had a friendship that broke up that bothered me, but we're friends now. Me and Britt had an argument I don't even remember what it was about in college, and we literally were like basically going at each other, and it took us both out of character. And even in that time, I was like, okay, whatever. But then it took for us to stop being stubborn and the actual friends that we had around us to get us together and talk. And then we both went into this dramatic girl stuff, crying and hugging and doing stuff like that because we realized we really did care about our friendship, but we didn't want to lose it, especially over something so stupid. For me, like I said, because I'm like an extroverted introvert, 'cause I'm a social person, but I do like to be at home. When it comes to friends, it's like you have to respect me, respect my privacy, respect how I move about things. And if I feel like you're being disrespectful, or if I feel like you're I can't trust you, I think that's my biggest thing is like the trust factor. Then it's kind of like a cutoff, and I just go on about my business. It doesn't really bother me too much. I have to. It's just one of those things that I rarely let somebody in close enough. So if I let you in close enough, it's because we have been through things to know that I can trust you. You can trust me. So that therefore the friendship is kind of built to last. We have that foundation. And one thing about me, I'm not gonna have nobody disturb my peace. So if it's a drama thing, if it's always some type of stuff going on, I'm not gonna deal with that. Like I don't deal with that in my regular life, in my relationship. I'm not gonna deal with that for a friend. So if you're disturbing my peace in any form, and I explain to you, okay, well, hold on, let's talk about this because that's not working for me, and then we come to a common ground and say, okay, well, this works for you, this works for me. And if you continuously like go at that and step outside of those boundaries that we set for each other, then yeah, the friendship is kind of like non-existent to me anymore.
Just to piggyback, especially on what Candace just said, for me, a big thing is peace. One of my daily affirmations is I will not let anything or anyone disturb my peace. So if again anyone or anything, and if that anything or anyone is a friend, then for me, I'm gonna dial it all the way back. And I think another thing for me, a big thing for me, is if I'm an extreme introvert. Like home is my safe haven. Like I'm both. And I'm a very, very private person. So for me, if I, express my business or anything to you, and then I find out that your friends that aren't my friends know my business, for me, that's an extreme turnoff. Because if I trust you
Yes.
enough, like Candace said, to just let you know my business, because 95% of the time I keep things to myself. So if I trust you enough to open up and let you know, I don't want to have to hear that she down the street or whomever knows my business, and I don't even know them in the depth that I know you. And I think another thing too is, sometimes in friendships you're not gonna always get along. Sometimes, you may get upset, what have you. But if there's anything that, if you and I disagree upon, you get upset and you take it to social media, that's something I cannot come back from, because I'm trying to figure out why social media needs to know why you and I are having a disagreement. But that's nevertheless, that right there for me, we're done at that point.
I guess I can go right quick. For me, it's like if you break my trust or like you clout chasing, like you do stuff for attention. I'm not one of them that people that's like you gotta like me. I can care less about all that. Like that's just doing too much. Also, if you just break my loyalty, like if I say I got you, I got you. And it's like for me, I don't want you to think you gotta do everything for me. It's just certain things. I don't. I'm for me, I'm really independent. So I don't care to ask nobody for nothing. Honestly, I don't. I'll do anything I got to handle my business. But if I already come to you, it's like because I really need it. So don't like tell me you got me and then lie to me. It's like literally just tell me the truth. You can't do it. You can't do it. I'm not gonna feel no type of way. But don't try to say you got me and then you make an excuse and then try to say, "Oh my bad." It's like you just have to just keep it 100 with me. If you can't keep it 100 with me about something simple, then how do I know I can trust you about something that's very serious? That's all I gotta add with that.
Yeah, and I think with me, I can almost work through anything. Um, if I really consider you a true friend, because if I value the relationship, I'm gonna work hard to keep the relationship. But it's just one thing I really can't get with, and that's what what caused the friendship breakup or whatever we termed it. From my example in my last assertion was, if I feel like I'm unappreciated, or if you're not matching the same amount of work or putting the same amount of effort that I'm putting in for the friendship, then I can't get with it. I can't get with feeling like, I'm busting my butt and it's just not appreciated. And so if I ever get in that space where I feel like, okay, I'm trying my darnest to make sure that the friendship works, and you aren't, then I just can't get with it. It's time for me to move on.
Thank you guys for sharing that. I agree with all of you guys. Can't do disrespect. I won't tolerate it from a friend nor a stranger. I don't like one-sided relationships. And the public, so sorry you guys. The public, like disrespecting me public, especially on social media, we can't come back from that. Won't be no hard feelings. We can be cordial, but to call it a friendship, no, because friends don't do that. I actually had a friendship breakup, and her and I's friendship is unique anyway. We did argue like cats and dogs. It was like that love-hate relationship. I love her because of the person that she is, the type of person that she is, the type of heart that she has. She's a great person, a great mother. But we always bumped heads, and I don't know if it was like because we were so much alike, or I don't know. The same thing with my sister. Her and I bump heads, and they're the same zodiac sign. So I'm just like, they got to be it. But we had a really big friendship breakup, but we were actually able to come back from it. It took some time. I definitely had to allow her, like no matter how much I thought I was okay, to just kind of jump back into things, I definitely had to give her space to get back into that comfortable space where we felt like we could try again, and we could go back to trusting each other, and to trust that we wouldn't disrespect each other on the level that we did when we had our argument. But we are friends now, and I saw my part that I played in the friendship breakup as well as she did. So I think being able to see what you did wrong in the friendship, or see how you contributed to how it even got that far, I think that has to be something that's done in order for any friendship to bounce back. No, it's not the same, but I'm kind of glad it's not the same, because I didn't want to be back in that space. I would actually say our space is better. We may not be able to call each other best friends, but I think we could go as far as calling each other sisters, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's my take on it. Friendship breakups.
What it sounds like is y'all set boundaries. I know with me, like, boundaries was something that I struggled with as an adult, and something that I had to learn to set. And some of my friendships, we already had clear enough boundaries. I didn't have to put much effort into our boundary, into establishing boundaries. But then when it came into, meeting new friends and stuff like that, and I encountered trying to set boundaries with particular people, and it's like they kept constantly trying to tip over the boundary. And I'm like, look, we're not going to talk about this, because if I start talking about that in your life, I'm going to take it all the way there, and I ain't going to pull it back. So it's best that we leave it alone. And then it's just that, like, in my most recent friendship breakup, it was so many little things that led to it. So when the big situation blew up, it was like I was talking to my best friends, and they was like, nope, let it go. It ain't worth it. And so I wanted outside people who didn't know me personally to give me advice. And it wasn't no disrespect on my end. I felt like it was no disrespect. And that person, again, just came all the way hard with the disrespect everywhere. And at that point, I was like, you know what, girl? Okay. Send the emoji. I'm good. It is what it is, because you're not seeing where I'm coming from. I even apologize if it offended her when, just because it didn't offend the other person, clearly it offended her. I apologize for it being offensive. That still was not enough. Little baby kept going. So at that point in time, I had nothing for it. Nothing else left.
Yeah, Brittany, like you said, I think in friendships, I think we get to a point where we feel we're so comfortable we can say certain things to our friends, but then like it may be said jokingly, but it's kind of like when that same thing is said in like a group, and it's a group of y'all, it kind of can come off as if that person's trying to embarrass you or trying to make you like the joke of the conversation. It's like that ain't cool. So, I mean, and then a person that would do that, I don't really know if you would call them your friend, because
It was
I
a
don't want
very
people
new
laughing at my
situation.
friend.
It was a very new situation. Very new.
Okay.
So I was like,
Frenemy.
that might be the right time. Candace, it looked like you was about to say something, honey.
I was saying that it sounded more like a frenemy than it was a friend. But I did want to piggyback off of you guys saying that sometimes, especially as us and adults, I'll say this and I'll own it. When me and Brie had our situation, it was back in like 2009ish, and we were young, so we did say a couple things on Facebook, but it wasn't like it was something so disrespectful that we couldn't come back. But it was kind of like subliminal messages. But then as you get older and you grow, you realize you have to actually come to the person and actually talk to them and have conversations as an adult. And you also, and I was telling my friend earlier, today, it was about a relationship, but you have to always look at yourself, pull that person out of it, and you can use that in friendships as well and say, what did I do? What did I allow? Why did I do this? Instead of talking about what this other person did, talk about what it is that you did that put you in that situation to have that disrespect, or how you didn't see this person being the type of person that you wouldn't want to be friends with. And lastly, you have to always learn about wrestling. And I think I only saying that to the girls because I know with the guys, like y'all can fight and then be friends again, or y'all can fight and just like stop talking to them. But with girls, it's more of a emotional case. So it's like we got to tell people secrets. I don't do that, but you got to tell people secrets. You be like, how you gonna talk about me because I know all your business? And girls do that. But sometimes you just have to like literally just bow out gracefully and be the bigger person when somebody's coming at you sideways. You just be like, oh well, block or delete or just remove yourself from that situation. Because as women, most times, and I'm not saying that guys don't do it at all, but I know it's more of us than it is with the dudes, that we're gonna come back. We're gonna be like, hold on, you said what? Now you don't know your business, right? And so you thinking about the things that you want to say. You thinking about the ways you want to get back and be like, okay, well, let me put your stuff out there. But depending on what you spiritual, it's karma. If you're religious, if you reap what you sow, some of that stuff can come back to you. So you have to realize and be more mature in yourself to be like, you know what, you got it. All right, I see you.
Yes. Okay, so the last question we're going to talk about before we get ready to wrap things up is the different friendships in your life, like the purpose that each different group of friends that you have serve. So like for me, I have a best friend. Well, I actually have like three, but so one of them I call best friend, and then the other two I call besties. My besties, like not only are they my best friends and I consider them family and sisters, they also serve as like a like my spiritual sisters. Like I can talk biblical and spiritual with them. But my best friend not so much. Not saying that she's not a spiritual person and she doesn't believe in God, but my besties, we're heavy on it. Like we do devotional plans together. We'll try to figure out ways where we can do like a Bible study type girls night, and what else? we'll like watch certain sermons together, like Pastor Michael Todd, like we'll watch those sermons together and then we'll come back and talk about it, that type of thing. And then I also have my work friends. Would I hang out like, private, like let them in on my private life? Probably not. But like if they want to go and have some food or something after work, yeah, we'll go. But that's like probably as far as it's gonna go. Not saying you cannot make friends at work, because you can, but you just have to be real selective when that happens, because they go back to work telling your business, then we got a whole problem. Let me see what other kind of friends I have. I have friends that are guys, straight platonic, no relationships, sexual relations, none of that. What else? And then I have friends that like, I can probably hit them up. Oh, hey girl, what you doing? You want to go here? You want to go there? Like your shopping buddies. But yeah, so I think I have a lot of different types of friendships in my life. I definitely know what purpose all of them serve, and I'll only do certain things with certain ones. But I think it's interesting to even have that many different dynamics of friends in your life. So what about y'all? Like, what type of friendships do y'all have?
I'm like you. I have a lot of different types of friends. Like I got my core best friends, and those my right hands. I feel like if something happened to me, my child is good with them. Like they're there. But I also have like I'm in 2 Greek letter organizations. I did Tau Beta Sigma undergrad, so I gained sisters in college outside of my friends and my roommates or whatnot, along with being in band. And for years, it was in college, if it didn't involve the 7 of them, Candace, and maybe like 1-2 other people on campus, I didn't want no parts of it. My line sisters to tell you, I went to the ends of the earth for them in college about a lot of stuff. One of me and my line sisters, we did not like each other before we got online together. But when we came together, it was like, okay, girl, we gonna drop that. It's dead. You my sister now. And then I did grad chapter, and I gained 50 other line sisters, and that was a lot. And it was kind of hard trying to getting the same thing because I'm in a different stage of life for one, and it's instead of 7 other personalities, it's 50 other personalities, and I never got to like some of my line sisters. I really didn't get the banter with and talk to as I did with the girls that I pretty much grew up and grew into a woman with in undergrad. But then there's also friends that I made in church, and they're like really my spiritual friends. And one of them, she's my sorority sister, and anything that I need guidance on because she's a little older than me, she is truly my big sister. Like I know I can call her any time or day and she's there for me. Even if she ain't heard from me, like if I don't come to church for a few Sundays or whatnot, she'll be like, hey girl, what's going on? Or if I'm doing something that don't seem sisterly, ma'am, get it together. Like even to a certain extent when it comes to people I date, if she don't like them, then there's something wrong. And then I have, my sister friends, like my line sisters that are my friends, like the close friends that I talk to regularly. Like it was just with me, it was kind of like I had to learn how to navigate my circles of friends and what to do. I don't love any of them less, and I'll go to the ends of the world with them, but it is definitely a different dynamic or whatnot, because my best friends are my best friends, my sister friends are my sister friends, and sometimes I combine them, sometimes I just we do what we do.
I might have a different take on that. I don't think I differentiate between my friend groups. I feel like if you're my friend, you held to that same standard. Be it if you a bruh, if you a coworker friend, if you just a friend I've known for years, if you can't meet those expectations and abide by, those expectations that we set as friends, then we just ain't friends. And so I don't think that I have different friend groups. I have, I guess, different social groups. I might communicate with some coworkers differently than I communicate with some deacons or deaconesses at church. but I wouldn't consider them friends. But if you are considered my friend, there's no differentiating between the expectations. Like if you can't abide by those expectations, then we just ain't friends.
I don't think it's a difference of the expectations because I expect pretty much the same, loyalty, respect, and everything, and I give the same thing to them. It's just that, like, I mean, I guess it's kind of like, I'm not gonna say social groups, but the way I talk to Candace, because she done seen me at my worst. She done been there. We done lived together for 3 years pretty much. Is a little different than, a newer friend that's never lived with me, of course, who's never seen me at my worst. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think it's a difference expectation. It's just
right. But I guess I'm saying I would consider Candace the friend, and then the person that I just met, like that wouldn't be the friend, if that makes sense. Like that's just how I look at it.
I have to slightly disagree because I do hope different people have the expectations. For example, okay, I got Britt, who's like my friend. Then I have my sisters who like my friends, but they really my blood. And then you have like people who I might associate with, and I might call them a friend, but it's like more of a distant friend than it is of a friend. And I do hold them at different standards. That's why I would tell Britt something that I wouldn't tell the girl who I work with, who while we at work, we the besties and we laughing and we joking and we everybody like, oh, don't mess with them because they gonna, get together and get you together. So when you have those people, I'm gonna hold them at a different standard than I am gonna hold Brittany at. And of course, like I would tell her certain things that other people probably would never know about me. So I agree and slightly disagree because depending on the spot you hold in my life, it depends on how I'm gonna treat our friendship. And no, I'm not gonna make you feel less than, but we gotta go through some hills and some valleys before you can get I guess the trust that somebody who I've been through all those things with would.
I'll go next. I guess for me, I got my brothers. So my brothers like them my bros, ride or die. Then you got your homies, like if you see them, like what's up, bro? But I don't like guess call it like a friend. Then I got my sisters. Then I got my church friends, like you mentioned. Chelsea's like a big sister to me. So if I know Chelsea, she'll get on me if I'm messing on something, if I need to tighten up. But the loyalty and the understanding is there, so I can trust her with anything like I trust my friends. Same thing with coworkers. But like when I can look at coworkers, I'm cordial to everybody. But I got like my team, like my third grade team. That's my squad. So like they'll know something going on with me before anybody else will, because I can trust them like that. Um, I guess then you got your associates, but for me it's like for that when I give you that term friend, I'm not as like lenient, like just easy, like oh that's my friend. I'm very peculiar who I call my friend. Because sometimes you gotta think, you say you represent your last name. And so they be like, you friends with so and so, and then it's like they got a bad taste in their mouth, but it's like I don't just give everybody that title, and so to speak. Like you my friends, like you call me, I got you, no matter what. My brothers is like I guess you could not trying to do like tears. My brothers has been there through anything I've been through, like serious stuff. So I guess in a sense I see where everybody coming from in that, but it's like my brothers, my sisters, and like for my best friends, I don't really call my bros my best friends. I have like one true best friend. She's been my best friend since 7th grade. I just became a godfather, so that's my best friend. Like literally, I know when she going through stuff and she don't even know I be knowing. I just call and check on her, and she was like, "How you know it's going through?" I said, "You know me. I know you better than you know yourself sometimes." But that bond is there, no matter what. We can go 2 months without talking, but when we talk, the love's still there. She know I got her. If she need me to check on my niece, she like, "Your niece asking for you." I said, "Well, let me talk to her. Put on FaceTime." It's just there. So that's my spiel as a male on that topic.
Oh, I'm sorry, Shanice. Shanique, you want to say something?
No, I was gonna say Anthony brought up a good point. Could ask the question: do y'all believe guys and females can be friends? But Mallory, I want your input on the different
I
group
can do that
friends.
one. After Mallory.
I was just literally saying, like, oh dang, you got a girl best friend? Oh, that can happen.
Yeah.
now
Mallory,
that
get yours.
can
Go
happen.
out. So I go ahead and get your spiel and let me get my take on that one. Go ahead,
Oh no,
Swaggy.
I was just gonna say really quick. For me, I just feel like if I call you my friend, you're my friend, whether you're my work friend, just somebody I just randomly met. I don't want, well, not randomly, but we connected on social media. If I've known you forever, however, it is certain people. It's really for me only, and I, oh, Jesus, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I hope they're not watching, but for me only, there's just one person that for sure that I hold to that expectation because, like you were saying, Shanika, you have spiritual friends, and this friend, well, I call her my cousin, but we're not blood, but that's my girl, and we've been friends for over 20 years. And for her, like she's that person, that spiritual person. I can any type of girl. This happened at the job today, anything in life, like even that at my lowest point, if I couldn't depend on nobody else, she was the one. So that's my go-to. I don't necessarily have like, now again, like I said, I have friends, but who I would go to first if something happens to me, it's gonna be that person. So I mean, I'm gonna be a friend to all of my friends, but I just know that I have her for sure. And I don't want to say that I hold her to a higher, or I put her on the pedestal in a sense, but she's my person that I trust only because, like I said before, I'm very private, so I'm selective. Even though I consider people my friends, that's just who I am by nature. So for me, I just have that one that, and I feel like sometimes, if you just have those root friends, which is really honestly one or two people, because I was reflecting off of Tyler Perry's book Higher is Waiting, I believe that's the name. He was speaking about having root friends, branches, and leaves. And for me, if you just have those root friends that just are rooted in with you, that can get you through life, your highs and your lows, you'll be set. So for me, I'm that's my root. Even though I don't want to categorize them as branches, but
Maybe a leaf or two.
do you understand me? Everybody can't be a root, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying a little branch here or there. But yeah, for sure. For sure.
Mallory, what's the name of the book?
Don't get me the line. It's either Higher is Waiting. I think it's Higher is what, honey. It's Higher is
You
something.
need
Higher
this
is
book.
Waiting. Or Higher is called. It's a really good book. Tyler Perry wrote that book. It's a
I'm gonna
really
listen to
good
the
book.
audio
Okay.
book.
I'm gonna look that up. Okay, so real quick, let's quickly. I know we can probably go on for about another 30 minutes about this particular topic, but let's just really talk about it because that's gonna lead us into our next panel discussion. So, you guys, do you believe that females and males can be just friends?
I'm gonna go
See,
first.
I'm a little.
Let me
Oh,
go
Yeah,
first,
sorry.
Britt.
Anthony.
Let me go first, Britt.
Yeah, go
Let me
ahead.
go
Let
ahead.
Anthony
Okay.
speak on this since he has a female best
Right.
friend.
For me,
Right. Let's
like
hear
you.
you.
All right. So for me, I don't cross that line. Like if I call my homegirl like my friend, I'm not gonna try to talk to you, try you, disrespect anything. So for me, my best friend, that's like my best friend. Like literally, that's my dog. My sisters, whether they older than me or younger than me, like no, like if they need me for advice, they like bro gonna come. Like for me, as a brother for them, I try to show them how a man is supposed to be. As far as opening your door, pumping gas, make sure you feel protected. They know if they call me, literally, I've had my sister call me at 4:30 in the morning. Bro, where you at? I'm at home. What you need? You gonna get me? Come get you. I'm like, from where? And they know no offense, I don't fool PC. So she called me to come get my PC. I said, for real? She's like, bro, I won't call you because I know you come over here. I said, all right, look, I'm coming. But they know if they call me, they know I'm coming. Now I may chump them when they get in the car because they know what you got going on. But they know Big Bird coming. And for me, I try to show them how a man's supposed to treat them because if they fool with somebody that's less than of what I show them, then that's not the one. For my sisters, they know if they got something they want to talk about, they want advice, call me because they know I'm not gonna sugarcoat. They know I'm gonna keep it 100. Like I don't care if it hurts your feelings. Like don't ask me my opinion if you don't really want it, because I can be blunt and nonchalant. They know that though. And so for me, I look at it like boundaries as Brittany. Like I don't cross certain boundaries. Like when I say you my sister, you my sister. If I say my best friend, you my best friend. You my homegirl, you homegirl. That's it. I'm not going and like I can come to your house, tell your dad, tell your mom, literally. The bond. When you got family events, they call me like, "What brew it?" I make sure I go and show my face. Hey everybody, how you doing, bro? But that's just how it is. It's never been no more than that because I had learned a long time ago. People used to ask me like, bro, how you got these homegirls? I'm like, bro, I feel like when you pressure yourself up on girls all the like time, sometimes you run good friendships away. And the thing is, you gotta stop being it's like a pit bull. Like, bro, just chill out. Like, they could be a homegirl. That'd be a best friend you missing out on by being I ain't trying to say be a nigga. Like, serious, I'm sorry. Like, bro, you just hold back, and you got a great friend. Like, literally, a homegirl that if you need, like, you hungry, you down out, she gonna come bring it to you. But like, if you like press up and make her feel uncomfortable and all that stuff, then you really lose out on something good. It's like, why would you sacrifice something that could last 3 months versus something that could last 15 years? That's and I was raised around women, so my dad passed when I was 2.5, so I had my cousins and all that, so I learned from them. I was observant of how men where to act and where not to act. Have I all been perfect? No, but when I say my hungry, my friend, look straight like that. I ain't trying to talk to you. Like, no. Now your boyfriend may get jealous because I know you better than them, but that's their fault. Shoot, I just pay attention.
Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate the gentleman that you are. You gonna be best friends?
We can be friends. What's up? Hey, Mallory, what I call you? Her name
Look,
is
I'm
Swag.
telling
What did I
you.
call you?
I'm
What I call you?
swaggy, darling.
Swaggy.
I'm
Oh, that's
swaggy.
Swaggy. I've been calling Mallory Swaggy since high school. Like, that's Miss
Yeah.
Swaggy. Like, that's her name.
Okay, Terrence, let's hear your take on can men and women be just friends?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly think that men and women can be just friends. I've had female friends in the past, still have female friends to this day. I think it just all boils down to those particular expectations and boundaries that you set. But with that being said, I would like to play devil's advocate a little bit, and this is also my personal opinion. I do feel like there are certain things that male friends can provide a male that female friends can't, and so in that sense, I guess it'll still be a void there. But I most certainly think that you know, and I'm not gonna say that female friends can't provide it, but I know I don't feel comfortable um, engaging in certain elements of a friendship with a female that I engage with a male, kind of, simply because of what you guys were saying regarding the emotions attached and associated with the female regarding friend business. Because I just know if I confide in you my business and you mess around and tell my business on social media, like, that's a no-go. But that has never happened with me because I just hold my friends to that expectation, and it's an understanding that it doesn't happen. And I just really believe, if I open up as much with a female friend as I do my male friends, that could very well be a possibility. And so I will say that, it's probably some things that I would share with the male friend that I just wouldn't go down that avenue with a female friend. I hope that makes sense.
Kind of sort of. I mean, I'm kind of like biased about it. Well, I have a really good male friend, and it's funny because my boyfriend asked me today, like, how are y'all friends again? And I was like, look, strictly platonic. Nothing ever there. Like, you don't understand how hard he is on me about the antics that, I allow for people to bring into my space. Because his favorite saying is, Brittany, chess, not checkers. Chess, not checkers today. And I'm like, okay, you got it. You right. I shouldn't let it bother me. Why you letting folks bother me? And it just boiled down to I didn't realize our friendship was as strong. Like, we always was able to banter, talk on the phone. We used to talk on the phone forever in a day or whatnot. And he works the really odd hours or whatnot with the type of service that he works in on top of other jobs. And there's been times where, like, there was a situation that happened where medically I needed help and nobody knew I needed help. And he just so happened to call me, and because of his medical training, he could tell something was wrong. But he was at work and he ended up calling and getting in contact with my best friends who knew my mom number, and they were able to get me help. And to this day, I appreciate everything that he did in that moment or whatnot. And he could have took a step back from the friendship at that time, and he didn't. And we chopped it out and we talked it out, and it's nothing but love and respect for him. But what I cannot agree with is if you've had some type of relationship with somebody, that can't be your brother or your sister. I'm not going to accept that. Why are you hanging out with such and such if that's what y'all used to do? I can't agree with that. If it's never been nothing there and platonic, I'm good.
But don't we say that we marry our best friends though?
That's different. That's different.
How's that different though?
What I'm saying is, so you
But if
with a girl, and a lady. You're with a lady, and she was like, "Oh, this is my best friend," and it rock on for some months, some years, and you finally ask, how did y'all become friends? And she said, "Oh, well, we dated for 3 years, and then we broke up, and now we're good friends." You gonna be
Nah, that
okay with
ain't
it?
me, dog. Nah, that I ain't doing that. I mean, personally, I'm not doing it. If I call you my sister, that's it. My best friend, that's it. That I ain't. No, I'm just not. And for me, like when they get in relationships, if I fall back, they'll ask me like, "Why you don't talk to me?" I said, "Look, you in a relationship. I gotta respect him." But that's just how I am. Like literally, I will not text you. They were like, "Brian heard from you in like a month, 2 months." I'm like, what's going on? I said, "I'm good." I said, "But when you're in a relationship, you gotta respect that boundary. Like that's your man. I
That's
don't want
big.
him to look at me as if me coming at you like, bro, why y'all calling you? Why y'all text you like, look, when we meet, what's happening? But I want to respect that because that's your significant other. And so now
Right.
it's time for him to get to know you as well as I do, but also more.
Right, and that's not even that's the situation that I don't know if Candace remember this, but me and Candace had a little throuple of a friendship, and we had a male friend, and, and
Look
he
at
came
Candace.
to us. Is it called a throuple? Is that what it's called? But he came
That's
to us.
like people who went like
No, I'm just saying it was a triad of a friendship. Like you would not see me and her without him at some point in time. We were all in the same major for most of the time we were at Albany. He happened to have the biggest car out of all of us. We would go eat together and everything. We go shopping together. I want to say we took classes together most of the time. And when he came to us, I never forget. We was at his parents' house. He came to us and said, I met this girl. It was like, who? Like, who this girl? How about who this woman? And he explained how much he liked her, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, cool. So we still, hung out amongst the friend group. Then later on, he came back and said, y'all, I really love this girl. I think she's going to be my wife. And me and Candace was like, it was kind of like an unwritten thing. It was like, I guess we have to step back from being his best friends because he was always there. And then I want to say he graduated with his master's when we graduated with our undergrad, and his girlfriend, who is now his wife, was graduating with us. And to this day, if he write on our statuses, text us, we are there. But we took a step back because we wanted him to develop that friendship with his wife. And we actually had that talk with him and said, we can't be your best friend. She has to be your best friend. You can't come to us and tell us what's wrong. You have to be a man and tell her what's wrong when there's stuff going on. And they've been married for about 10 years now, Candace. Almost 10 years.
has it been 10 years?
They got
Oh,
married a
I
little bit after
wanted to
we.
piggyback off what you were saying with that. I think that one of the things that's gonna make us friendship like that sustain, because like I did say, like, can that happen? Because it's like a lot of times that it doesn't work out that way. But I feel like if your friend is very respectful, because I remember a long time ago, Facebook post with the girl who had a best friend who was a dude, and when he got in a relationship, he had to stop being her friend, and she was taken aback because she like, hold on, I done been here this whole time. I think it has to be a respect factor, like to the umpteenth power, because if your best friend is so used to being your best friend and it's not like a dude, it's like another woman is coming before your girl, she's gonna look at it that way. Not, oh, you're putting your friend before me. It's like you putting another one before me, and that's gonna now make her feel some type of way towards that friendship. So for me, I feel like if it's gonna be like a real friendship between it, one, it got to be strictly platonic in every single way. Two, I feel like it shouldn't be no type of attraction between you guys, because if you looking at your best friend like he can get it or whatever the case is, I don't think that's conducive to having a sustainable relationship. So I feel like those have to be, and there also have to be a respect factor. Like when they get into a relationship, you have to realize, yes, you're the best friend, but you're still not their number one person, because that's the person they're trying to spend the rest of their life with. So you can't continuously insert yourself as, well, I'm the best friend, I'm gonna be here when you gone. Cause you know how we be. Like, oh, he done been through 5 of y'all. And so when the next one comes, I'm still gonna be here. You have to pull yourself back and be like, oh, let me be respectful to that situation. So yeah, that's what happened with us and our friends.
Yes, I love it all. I love it all. So in a nutshell, I think we all can agree that as long as as long as it's platonic from the start, and that the female or the male is able to recognize when they need to take a step back, it definitely can happen. Just my input, I do think that a male and a female can be just friends. Now, my male friend, who's a close male friend, he he's not your ordinary like male friend. He's a male, but like the type of friendship that we have is a little bit easier for us to be friends, because play for the other team. So that makes it a lot easier.
I literally just said that with my mic on mute. When you said that, it's easy. I said, because he's gay. He was like, because he's
yeah, so it makes it a lot easier in that aspect. But like as far as like, a straight male guy, let me tell you this little story. I met a guy on Tinder, and I hate Tinder. I don't even use it anymore. I did it just for the experience to see how it was. It's like a little hookup app. Don't do it.
I didn't know what it was for either.
We stayed in the same city, and he was in the military and stuff. And I think that he was really just used to getting what he want with females. But once, like, we had a conversation, and I realized that he did not want what I want. I was looking to actually meet somebody and have something genuine and real. He just kind of wanted to dibble and dab, and I was just like, that's not me. So I think over the course of I don't even know if you should call it a friendship, because I think like at any given moment he was looking for me to cave in and like, be intimate with him. And I was just like, we can hang out. Oh, you want to go out and eat? I like to eat. We can go eat. And we hung out, and it was I don't know. I didn't have that type of attraction to him either. Like, he was an attractive person, but I wasn't like attracted to him. And like I said, I think he was just so used to getting what he wanted from females when he wanted it. Like, he was used to situationships. There we go. Situationships. And that just wasn't me. I was so past the situationship phase, couldn't do it anymore, and I wasn't going to do it anymore. So like y'all said, I think if y'all both have that understanding of that's what it's going to be, and that's the only thing it's going to be, then it can be done.
Shanika, you took my whole friendship, because that's how my good friend is. We met on Tinder. We hung out, and it was just, you're not a bad looking person. I'm not a bad looking person. It just never went past that far. Now we could have brunch together, and he tell me about his messy situationships.
Y'all
That's
can't be
one of my
friends with
best
them because at
friends.
any time they trying to slide into them sheets with y'all. Y'all can't be friends with them. No.
You don't want to slide into these sheets.
No.
My
See,
best
like,
friend
because I knew that he was like, kind of secretly wishing that something like that would happen. I never stayed, like at his house past a certain time. Definitely didn't spend a night. Never held hands, never kissed, none of that. It was just like, we can go have fun, we can hang out. I was single, so
Right. And I met him when I was single, and it was, in all honesty, I love hearing his Tinder escapades and his Bumble escapades, because he be meeting the ducks. And I get a good laugh of them folks. He sent me the screenshots and everything, and I'm like, she said what?
Oh, all right, Mallory. Let's get your take on it, and then we're gonna wrap this up.
I do think. Oh, excuse me. I do think females and males can be friends only in the aspect of, because some just growing up, some females may not have that father figure or that brother figure, so that male best friend will be that for them again. But I think it goes from the start. You set those boundaries, like, hey, we're not gonna, the boundaries are the most important. That you're not gonna cross those boundaries, so that you can remain to have the lifelong friendship, whether you're in a relationship or not. I just feel like if those boundaries are set, you all can for sure have a successful friendship, whether it be lifelong or short period of time, as long as you don't cross those boundaries. Boundaries are I think the most important thing in a friendship between a male and a female.
Well, thank you. So I can definitely say this. Y'all have definitely made Shanika and I's role in this panel discussion very, very easy.
Yes.
And, right. I enjoyed the banter and the candor of all of you all. And I know Chelsea also would like to thank each and every one of you all personally for agreeing to be so transparent in our panel discussion tonight.
Yes, we greatly appreciate it. We greatly appreciate y'all time for taking out the time to be a part of it. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in to this discussion. I hope you guys tune in next Friday when we have another discussion, except for it's going to be about relationships. Single, married, engaged, all of it. So you guys may see some familiar faces. Brittany and I will be hosting that one as well. But our guest speakers or guests on the panel, you'll have to tune in to see who we got. So
Right.
again, thank you guys for being a part of this with us. We hope that y'all tune in for our next panel discussion on relationships next Friday, same time, same place.
We will see you there.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Y'all
Bye.
blessed evening.
Thank y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Thank y'all.
All right, Swaggy.
Bye, darling.
Bye, y'all.